back from the dead.
Hey guys, Frozen X is here, and this video is going to cover up two things. Well, the first of all being my proposition to fix Pyre launchers. I actually have several in that department. And second, does fucking melee work in defense? I still have machine guns, obviously. I wasn't going to go in here without machine guns, but I got two augers on here. We'll see if they actually help out at all, but I doubt they will, but you know. Don't know until you try, so fuck it. I'm just gonna try it, and if it doesn't work, I don't really care. You know, still got my machine guns. All will be well. I'm not gonna fuck my team or anything. I can't see the enemy though because the protect is so goddamn big. Oh jeez, this vehicle does not turn. All right. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have picked a vehicle that has the turning radius of a fucking bus if I'm gonna do this. But let's get to the main topic of the video, and that is how to fix the Pyre launchers. Now, I made a post about this on Twitter, and my first idea, and I think probably the most simple one, is to take the homing out of them. Make them guided missiles. You have to hover your crosshair, they'll follow your crosshair, but if you screw up, that would be difficult to do while moving. It just adds a set level of difficulty, because right now I feel the biggest problem with Pyre launchers is that it requires literally zero skill, and I mean zero skill. We all know it. Everyone can admit it. They are so fucking cheap. You just shoot and forget. And that's all there is to it. I mean, you can argue all you want. It takes skill to get to level 5 with a faction, and I'm gonna admit, yeah, it takes a lot of fucking skill with the amount of reputation you need to do so. But the actual using of the weapon is just so fucking cheap that let's just accept it, guys. When I get them, I know I'm gonna be cheap with it, and I'm going to admit that I'm going to be cheap. But if you can't admit you're being cheap, then just click away on the video now, because you're probably a fucking idiot anyway, so I don't really care. Because anyone with a reasonable mindset of this game understands that this shit is way too overpowered right now. People are just spamming them on vehicles and throwing it into 2,000 power score games, so yeah. I think we can all agree that it is overpowered, and now that all the people who think, oh, it's not overpowered, have disliked the video and left, we can get back into how to fix it. Now, a lot of people don't like the whole guided system. Well, I kind of agree. I think it would be really cool to have homing missiles. I really do, and I sympathize with that. So I feel like maybe the easier solution here is to just simply add countermeasures, flares, which I know is something that the devs have looked into. They've admitted they were looking into it. I hope it gets added quickly, and I'm sure hope they are actually decent flares that don't really set you back, because it seems like something I'm going to put on every vehicle. But if they added flares and also upped the power score as well as lowered the damage, and I know, lower the damage? No, man, no. Because technically they do less damage than the basic cannon. But the difference between it and the basic cannon is you don't hit 100% shots with your basic cannon. And trust me, you hit near 100% with homing launchers. It's hard to miss. Like, I don't know how you miss with a homing launcher. Do you? Is that even possible? I don't understand. These are the important questions right now. I don't think it's possible to miss. I think you have to be trying to miss with a homing launcher. So, if they add countermeasures, then, well, yeah, there you go. Problem solved. Click out of the video. Done. And if they just up the power score and lowered the damage, that would also do the same thing, but I still feel countermeasures would be necessary, because no matter what the damage is, you can't have a weapon that's 100% hit chance, you know? There has to be some counter to it. Just like these fence plates on the side are a counter in machine guns, the bumpers on the front and back are counters to melee weapons. So I'm susceptible to gunshots from the front and back, and I'm only susceptible to melee on the left and right. But you know, Pyre launcher would just hit me and decide you're fucking done, kid, and it wouldn't matter anyway. So yeah, that's kind of my theory on that. The only other theory that I really have, or suggestion to fixing them, would be to simply make them I don't really know how to put this in a nice way. I know this is going to get some hate, but I feel like they should be put into a certain tier. If you use purples, you get put into a 2 to 3,000, or a 3... God, I can't even talk. Okay, if you're only using whites, 2,000 and below. You use a blue, 2 to 3,000. You use in purples, 3 to 4,000. Oranges, 4 to 5,000. Or some manner of the sort. It doesn't have to be those exact numbers. It can be anything, really, is what I'm saying. But if you use a purple, you should automatically get put into a separate group. That way you are not fighting players who are like 10 levels lower than you and have nowhere close to even their first purple yet. So those really are my only propositions on how to fix it. If you have any other theories on how to fix it, I would actually really love to know in the comments. Because we all know that there is a problem with them in the game at the current status. We all know. Just, if you're not accepting it, just accept it. You need to understand there's a problem and it needs to be fixed. That's all there is to it. If you don't think they're overpowered, then what the fuck do you think they are then? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand what your argument is. The only argument I've heard is I've worked hard for these, and I've worked hard for something is not a fucking reason that for it to be not overpowered. That's like saying, well, I worked hard for this M1 Abrams that I bought online. The government can't take it away from me because I worked hard for it. Fuck you! You can't own a goddamn tank, not even in America. You need special permits for that. So, yeah, that's pretty much my theory on that, you know? If your only argument is, I worked hard for it, then I don't care about your argument. I'm sorry. You're kind of an idiot. And if you have a valid argument where, like, oh, well, they don't do that much damage, well, I mean, yeah, they don't do that much damage, but then maybe there should be a limited amount of them you can put on a vehicle. Maybe you can only put 2 on a vehicle at once. So, you know, that's really all I have for this video. I hope you did enjoy. You know how YouTubers end this. The whole like, subscribe, blah, 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 support my channel. Yeah. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.